this is Eric at One Rig Design here, introducing for this season the all-new One Rig Design Ice Scratcher. It's been in development for a couple of years and finally we're ready to launch it for this fall. And so you'll see here, this is our new ice scratcher. It's going to be a whole new ice scratcher, whole new mounting system. Spring steel, made in the USA. It's a durable E-coat finish with a gray powder coat applied on top. And what's special about this scratcher is it uses this tapered design here and this tapered plug that goes inside. And that allows you to hold the scratcher onto the mounting system with one bolt, and it distributes the load at the connection point over this whole section here, about 3/4 of an inch. Whereas most scratchers, you're connecting right at one point, and that's a common failure location for that ice scratcher. So with the new ice scratcher, we have a whole new mounting system to accommodate this. Inflation has been going crazy, so to combat that and keep prices competitive and aggressive where they need to be, it's a whole new mounting system, and there's standardization amongst the mounting system. So you'll see that when we move to the sleds here in a second. And another key component of this design is the low cost of replacement for these ice scratchers. Just like your carbides and your skis, an ice scratcher is a wear item. For the price of a replaceable tip that you see in most ice scratchers, and most customers seem to want a replaceable tip, for the price of that replaceable tip, it's simply more money than replacing the whole ice scratcher. So we're keeping these ice scratchers economical and low price so that when they wear out, that's fine, that's normal, and we're going to replace them. So looking at our Polaris Indy snowmobiles, worth mentioning for the initial rollout of these ice scratchers, we're focusing on the core lineup of Polaris. So you got your Polaris Indy 137 and 129, so your VR1, your XC, your SP. Same with your XCR and your Matrix Switchback Assault SP146, XC146. So here on the Indy 137, we now have the same mounting brackets and same mounting system for Indy 137s and Indy 129s. This helps keep costs down for manufacturing, which we can pass on to the customer, as well as it makes inventory simpler for our dealer network. So to do this, what we've developed is this storage bracket here. This storage bracket here is going to be the same storage bracket on all your Indy sleds, so that includes the XCR. And on the Indy 137 and 129s, the storage location is in this forward slot. So the ice scratcher is going to mount in that forward slot. On the Legacy, the older 137 designs, we use this big slot here. We're no longer using this forward slot, simpler, further forward, better spray, just all around better location. And to store, you're going to hook it up into this location here on the new storage bracket. Simple, clean, works well. So likewise, with our XCR sleds, it's going to be the same setup, except long anticipated, the Indy XCR 128. Previously, there was no mounting solution without drilling. Now we've developed a mounting solution that's fully built on, no drilling required. So you can see it here. As shown, this is the SPI or Skidoo brand ice scratcher. And this mounting bracket here is going to be the same for the 136 and 128 inch Indy XCRs. And it's using factory bolts. So you got a bogey wheel bolt here and the lower suspension cross shaft or axle bolt here. So all you do is take those out, put this mounting bracket on, zip it back in. And again, this standard storage point here, hang it up. Again, simple, clean install, fully bolt on. This works for the 128 and 136 inch track Indy XCRs. And you'll see here, this is the Skidoo ice scratcher. So there's a limited quantity of the new One Rig scratchers available immediately, shipping end of this month, October 1. Being as that's the case, the legacy design, so your SPI brand that I carry, your Skidoo brand, your Duraflex, the other ice scratchers that historically we've always catered towards, those mounting brackets and systems will still be available for the time being. Finally, moving on to the 146-inch Polaris sleds. You'll see here some differences. We have our new ice scratcher, and on the 146s, we've designed and developed this new rail brace that replaces the rail brace on the Assault. However, it also adds a rail brace to XC sleds. You can see here there's a clearance for the XC factory bump stop, as well as 2 threaded holes here, and that's where your switchback Assault bump stop is going to screw onto. Again, bolt on, simple, clean install, and that gives you the storage location for your ice scratcher, whether it's the new One Rig Design ice scratcher or a legacy product, either way. And also with this new rail brace, wherever you see the Polaris rail brace, so your VR1s, your Assaults, and your Boost sleds, it's all the same rail brace. So for the entry-level sleds, such as your SP and your XC, you're going to be getting this rail brace as a part of the system, big upgrade. However, if you have an Indy XC, you don't need this rail brace for your ice scratchers, but you can buy this rail brace as a bolt-on accessory at approximately half the price of the Polaris rail brace. So again, great value add for the customers, strengthens the rail at a good economical price point. So the last bit of news for this product lineup, again, pre-orders are going to go into effect this week for shipping October 1. And as an option this year, we're going to be running your bare machined aluminum parts that you can finish on your own or keep as they are, or we're going to anodize them black, which will be you'll see it in pricing, it'll be a slight additional price increase solely to cover the anodizing. So look forward to a great season, and we'll see you out there in the trail.